Today, we're going to discuss the impact alcohol has on type 2 diabetes, how to make smarter choices around drinking, and if you do choose to drink, which drinks are best if you have type 2 diabetes. I'm Diana, a registered dietitian and a certified diabetes care and education specialist. Jose and I are here to help you gain control of your blood sugar levels and reverse the root cause of type 2 diabetes. So if that sounds good to you, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So, is it safe for people with diabetes to drink alcohol? Well, the American Diabetes Association neither promotes drinking nor forbids it. However, they do say if you do choose to drink, make sure you're drinking a moderate amount. So, what exactly is a moderate amount of alcohol? It's defined as 1 drink per day for females and 2 drinks per day for males. And a standard drink or a serving of alcohol is defined as 12 ounces of beer of an ABV of 5%, 5 ounces of wine with an ABV of 12%, or 1.5 ounces of liquor with an ABV of 40%. So next time you drink, try measuring it out and see if it's what you think is actually a standard drink or not. I think you'd be surprised of how little it is compared to what people typically consume. So although moderate drinking is okay, it definitely doesn't come without its risks, especially if you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes. One of the biggest concerns for people who drink and have diabetes is hypoglycemia, which is when blood sugars go below 70 milligrams per deciliter. So why exactly is hypoglycemia a concern if you have diabetes? While we sleep and between meals, our liver releases glucose into our bloodstream to keep our glucose levels nice and steady so that they never fall below 70 milligrams per deciliter. However, when we drink, our liver prioritizes metabolizing alcohol over keeping our blood sugar levels steady. So, when alcohol is consumed with glucose lowering medications, particularly insulin or sulfonylureas, it can lead to dangerously low blood sugar levels. And if left untreated, can be life threatening. This is why it's very important to never drink on an empty stomach if you have diabetes. Plus, many of the signs of hypoglycemia are very similar to the signs of being intoxicated, so it can be very hard to diagnose. And then also, chronic heavy drinking can also increase the risk of diabetes complications, including cardiovascular disease, diabetic eye disease, and nerve damage. Plus, there is some evidence to show that the overuse of alcohol can inflame the pancreas or cause pancreatitis. And this can impair the pancreas's ability to release insulin, a very important hormone that helps regulate our blood sugar levels. Drinking a lot can also contribute to extra calories in the diet and then can lead to weight gain, which is a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes. So before we go over one of the best drinks to have if you do have type 2 diabetes, let's first talk about ways you can cut back on drinking alcohol. So number one is to measure your alcohol consumption. Like I said before, it's so easy to drink over the recommended amounts. So next time you drink, measure out your alcohol so you can stay within the recommendations. Number two, keep your portions in check. So you can invest in some smaller glassware, or you can add more ice or more garnish or even some non-alcoholic options to your drink. So if you're a cocktail drinker, try actually using a shot glass to measure out that alcohol. Choose lower ABV cocktails like champagne cocktails or spritzes. If you're a wine drinker, measure out a glass of wine and see how much you're actually drinking. And if you're a beer drinker, be really mindful of the ABV. These vary very widely among beers, and some can have up to 10%. Number three is try something new. There's actually so many great alcohol-free options available on the market these days. From beers to mixers to non-alcoholic liquors, there's something for everyone. Number four is alternate your drinks. So for every alcoholic drink you have, the next one, follow it up with water or non-alcoholic beverage. Also, practice mindful drinking. Sip slowly and really enjoy your drink. If you find yourself drinking mindlessly or chugging down a drink because you don't like the taste, maybe it's time for a change. Also, observe how alcohol makes you feel both mentally and physically the next day. Number five is give it some thought. Think about what you're trying to achieve by drinking less alcohol. Set small, achievable goals to set you up for success. And lastly, take a break, even if it's just one night or one weekend or a month like dry January. Take stock of how you feel without alcohol. Do you notice any changes in your energy, your mental clarity, in your blood sugar levels, in your cholesterol? Keep note and you may see some really great improvements. And lastly, if you do drink, here are some ways to choose healthier cocktails or even mocktails if you have type 2 diabetes. So number one, you can always ask the bartender to transform your favorite drinks into mocktails or into lower sugar options. So for example, if you really like a mojito, you can just ask the bartender to use less sugar or to omit the sugar altogether. Or if you still want that sensation of drinking without the alcohol, mojitos and Bloody Marys are great drinks that can be made alcohol free. Number 2, be aware of any frozen drinks. So these drinks tend to be loaded with sugar, especially if they're pre-made mixes. So for example, instead of a frozen margarita, have fresh margarita on the rocks. Number 3, avoid soda, tonic waters, ginger beer. These are also going to be loaded with sugar. Try their diet alternatives like diet soda or diet tonic water, or just stick with good old seltzer water. You can always add lemon or lime to it. And lastly, dry wines and spirits mixed with 0-calorie mixers are going to have the least amount of sugar and carbs. So examples of dry wines include Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Sauvignon Blanc, and Pinot Gris. And some examples of lower carb, lower sugar spirits are going to be vodka and club soda, rum and Diet Coke, tequila, club soda, lime, etc. And if you are looking to try some non-alcoholic mocktail recipes, then definitely grab the book Mocktail Party, which was co-authored by myself. It has over 75 lower sugar, healthy mocktail recipes. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up below and make sure to subscribe to our channel.